Hi, good morning. I hope you had a really great weekend. Y'all, today we are going to be making over this little lunchbox. These are available on our website. We've got two sizes. This is the small one that I'm going to do. We also have the larger one. These would make the cutest gift boxes for Valentine's Day to put your Valentines in. And for kids to put their Valentines that they receive in their classroom. That would be super cute. But we're going to turn this into a vintage lunchbox, and it is going to be sort of a Valentine theme, but I think it could also transition into just a springtime piece of decor as well. So that'll be really fun. So anyways, that's what we're going to work on today. When you hop on, say hello. Let me know you're watching. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy Monday. I hope you had a good weekend. Y'all, I had no idea today was Martin Luther King Day until yesterday. I would have definitely sent my kid to school today because I just did not know that was today. And I did not know that they didn't have school today. So I definitely would have sent him to school. But yesterday I was at a party and there were other people talking about it, and I would have not known if it wasn't for that. But I had a really good weekend. We did a lot of celebrating this weekend, so that's always great because, we love to celebrate. And let's see, Saturday we celebrated my brother-in-law, his birthday at a really fun Mexican restaurant in Lexington. And I got to see my niece, and so that's always really great. My little baby niece. And then on Sunday we celebrated my teenage niece, Anaya. Y'all we have been praying for her for a long time. You all have been asking about her every now and then. Anaya got to ring the bell it was last week. I'm going to try not to get emotional because it's just, y'all, that video was, whew. So anyways, she got to ring the bell on Tuesday. So she is in remission, cancer-free, done with treatments, and it has been 2.5 years since this all began. Y'all have been praying for her, and you all helped financially support her during that time as well. And I couldn't thank you all enough for all of that. So we had a celebration for her yesterday, and just had people come and just love on her and just celebrate the fact that she is done. And so we're praying going forward that no more cancer. I pray no more cancer for the rest of her entire life. But we just pray that, this continues, and so just still lots of prayers continue because she, it has affected her life in a major way. She is, I don't know if they technically say that she is paralyzed, but she has no mobility from her waist down. And so, but she is learning how to walk with braces that she wears on her legs. And so we have lots of hope that it's gonna be good for her. She graduates this year, so many things to be thankful for. So yes, praise the Lord. All right, y'all, let me see who we got joining me today. Hey, Michelle. Hi, Pam. Good morning. Hey, Danae. Hi, Gina. Hey, Wanda. Hi, Carol. Hey, Desiree. Hey, Jeslyn. Hi, Gail. Hey, Terry. Happy Monday. Hi, Monica. Hey, Nancy. Yes, Deborah. Praise the Lord. Answered prayers. Thanks, Terry. Hi, Danae. Thank you. Yes, y'all. Hey, Sherry. Hello, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining. Yes, Lynn. I was just saying that we celebrated her yesterday for being in remission and being done with treatment. So it is a huge, huge blessing. We're so thankful. All right. So He is, isn't he, Dee Dee? Christy, talking about my niece, Anaya. All right, so here is this little box. These are available on the website. This one's $9.99. The large one is $11.99. We do not have many of these left, I will say. They are almost gone. Let me add the link there for y'all in case you want to grab one. So we're going to cover this. We're going to make this look like a vintage, like metal lunchbox. Okay, that's the goal here. Now, I want to decoupage it, and I feel as though it will be easier without these pieces. And so I think I'm going to try and remove them. I know I can remove them. I just don't know if I can get them put back. So that's the question. But we're going to do it anyways, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. The tulip bag was sold out. We might have, let me check and see. I think that we decided to put it back on back order, but let me double check. Yes. So you can order that. It is currently available. We did sell out of them, but we went ahead and put it back on back order. So it doesn't actually say that it's back order, but that's what it is. And so we'll place an order. It'll take you a little bit longer, but the company we get those from comes very fast. So we'll get them in pretty quickly. So I'm just trying to get this knot undone. And then I can pull this out. I might need the help of some pliers. Ow. Ow. Okay, there we go. I'll remember this stuff. This, hey, Cody. All right, so pull this out, the little handle, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other pieces. So I'm going to try and put them back. But, you know, maybe I won't want to put them back. Maybe I'll like something else. So who knows? So I'm just undoing one side of the knot. Or there's two knots, so I'm undoing one knot. Okay. And then I'm going to take out this little piece as well. Who knows? I might regret this, so we'll find out. All right. But it's going to make it a whole lot easier to decoupage this without those pieces. Love that baby, Cody. All right, so I have got some paper. This is one of the designs from this month's craft paper, and I printed this onto mulberry paper. You can also use just regular paper as well, but I'm going to use the mulberry paper. I like the texture that it gives, and it's just a different look altogether that I really like. And so we're going to be decoupaging this entire piece with the mulberry paper, okay? So I'm going to open it up, and we're going to do the bottom first. Let's see, will that fit around? It will not. So we're going to do the front, and then we're just going to do the different pieces, okay? Different sections. So let me grab my decoupage glue. And I'm going to use my pouncer for this. And let's just get some glue. I'm not trimming my paper or anything. Hey, April. And I'm not going to apply it, I don't think, to that little lip there. Okay, so just get a nice even layer of your glue. Thank you, Christy. This is a small one. And then we'll just line this up. And I chose not to paint this ahead of time. But you could definitely do that if you wanted your paper to have a brighter color. Then I would paint it white before you decoupage. Okay. Now I'm going to take a sharp knife, flip this over, and we're just going to cut away the excess. You want to make sure your knife is nice and sharp. It's going to work the best if you have a sharp, new, clean blade. Okay. All right. Then I'm going to take my knife and run this across this little lip. Just like that. Okay. So see, I did not cover that little lip there. So we got the first little bit there done. Now we need to do the back side. And I don't think one piece is enough to go all the way down, but I'm going to find out. Unfortunately, it is not. So I'm trying to decide, do I want to do it in two pieces, or do I just want to piece this in right down here? And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to piece it in. Hi, Mom. Good morning. So I am going to trim this because there is a little bit. Actually, or should I go this way? I'll go this way with it. Okay. But I do need to trim that anyways because that's going to show. So let me trim it. There's just a little bit of a white edge where I printed it. So we just want to remove that. Okay, there we go. All right. So let's get our decoupage glue on. Michelle, I can remove that. Just a minute. Pam, I got it from Amazon. It's the Fiskars rotary cutter. It's a 12 by 12 inch. This is a lot to decoupage all at once without it drying. I'm just going back to the front just to make sure. All right. So we'll take our paper and I'm just going to line this up. And then we'll just start working that down. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do, this back here, let me take this coat off real quick. Okay. I think definitely, I think this would be probably big enough, but this large one would definitely be big enough. So you could also use the large one. This one's $11.99. All right, so there's some here that didn't stick, so I'm just going to get up underneath all of this. Make sure that's stuck down. And then I'm going to take the heat tool to it. And this is going to reactivate any decoupage glue where the paper is not sticking very well, and I can work out any wrinkles that there might be or areas that aren't adhered. That's just going to make sure that it's nice and flat. And this is looking so cute already. All right. So here's where we're at. How cute is that? Okay, so I'm going to cut a little bit of it. And then we'll take our, she was good, Rhea. She was really good. We had a good time. All right, I'm just going to take my sander now, my Celebration Company sander, and I'm just removing the excess around the edges, just like that. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now for, let's see, there's a little bit of this paper mache that's coming up there. Okay, so now we just want to get this last part down here, and I'm going to try and match it up, and it looks like we're pretty close right there. So I'm going to trim this. Because I don't really want it to overlap, because you're going to see that. You'll see that overlap. Hang on just a second. I'm trying to conserve paper, make sure that I've got enough. And that's not big enough. Y'all, I may not have enough paper. If I cut that off, okay, I think I'm gonna have just enough. Just enough. Okay, so I'm gonna trim, let's see here, this back. Just right to the edge of the flower. All right, I think that is good enough. Okay, let me glue that down. This is 2 pieces of mulberry paper. go like this, actually. All right. Okay. So now let's cut off the excess. Okay. All right, so there we go. So now we just got to get these edges. And for the edges, I'm going to do them all together, I think. Let me grab some rubber bands. Hang on just a second. Uh-oh, okay, so then we are out of the tulip paper bags. Patty said we are unable to get them. So I lied. I am sorry. So I'm just gonna take a couple of rubber bands just to make sure this stays closed, because I want to do this all in one piece so it matches up. And then we'll just cut the slit there in the middle so that it will open. Also open it before it dries too much. Okay. All right. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and just cut right there where the opening is. Cut off the excess. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Okay, there we go. Look at that, just barely enough paper. Hey, Robin, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for joining. All righty. So again, I'm just going to take my knife and cut right on that slit where the opening is. Okay, and now we can just remove all of the excess paper. You can use a knife if you want to. This knife is already starting to get just a smidgen dull as I've been using it on this. Okay, I'm going to take my sander and remove the rest. Okay. Hey Jennifer, we are making a Valentine lunchbox, sort of a vintage inspired lunchbox. Be a really fun little gift for somebody for Valentine's Day. Adding, you know, some fun stuff inside it. Okay. So now I'm going to remove my rubber bands and open this up so that I make sure that doesn't glue shut. All right, so here's what we've got. Looking super cute already. We're going to clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to take my decoupage glue onto my pouncer and I'm just going to go over the edges. Just make sure everything is sticking down the way that I want it. I'm just taking my finger and just rubbing over the edges to just kind of clean that up and make it nice and smooth. Same thing on the bottom, just kind of all the edges. Okay, let me get this top edge here. All right, now I've got to get the top. Okay. All right, so now everything is nice and sealed in. We are still going to go over this though, over the entire outside of it with our decoupage glue. However, when I do this, I want to do it really roughly. So I don't want it to be perfect. Okay. Meaning there might be some spots that didn't get glued. All right. So I'm going to take and just do a really rough coating, even kind of thin. Over this so that I might miss some spots. So don't be trying to be real perfect with it. Just really quickly throw it on there. All right, now I just need to get the lid. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold here, Robin. People on our town Facebook page were talking about whether or not the kids would have school tomorrow because apparently the wind chill is supposed to be really cold tomorrow morning. I have a feeling the kids are gonna have a 5-day weekend. All right, there we go. So now let's just dry this. It's looking really cute, y'all. I'm loving this already. The heat tool to it, and what that's doing is it's filling in that decoupage or that mulberry paper. So the mulberry paper doesn't accept paint very well now that it's got the decoupage glue on it. However, because we did it roughly, we probably missed some spots. There's probably some spots that do not have decoupage glue very well on there. And so those spots are going to absorb the paint, which is what we want. Okay. All right. So this is looking really great. 9 inches of snow. Oh my word, Lynn. That is uncalled for in my personal opinion. All right, I'm going to grab some gloves, and I'm grabbing my fawn. You could use whatever color you want to here. We're going to see what this looks like. And some wipes. Grunchy goodness, the lunchbox is available on our website, thecelebrationco.com. I can post, let me post the QR code there real quick. You can grab it there. If you aren't familiar with how to screenshot on your phone, how to use a QR code if you're on your phone, okay? And then you'll go into your photos and then hold down on that QR code and it'll bring up the link, okay? All right. Let me grab another pouncer and we're going to cover this in our fawn. This is fawn by Deco Art. You can also get this at celebrationcompany.com. And we're going to use a lot of paint and our wipes. And you just want to coat this entire thing. Just get a nice, thick, heavy coat on. And then you're going to take your baby wipe and you're going to remove the excess. And anywhere that you did not apply the decoupage glue very well, that paint is going to stick. All right, and when you remove this, you'll see what I mean. And it just is going to leave this really cool look that's almost like this. It's just this really fun aging. Can y'all see where that paint has settled into that paper in those areas that did not receive very much decoupage glue? I'm going to dry it so you can see it a little better. But of course, anywhere else, the paint just comes right off because we sealed it up. So if we had done this without the decoupage glue, that paper would have soaked up that paint, and you would not have been able to wipe. All right, so y'all see that? So we're just going to repeat that on the rest of it. Just rub it over the whole thing and then remove. Another clean wipe. Hey Connie, good to see you. I just love the look that this gives. Did that side even get decoupage glue? Because it doesn't look like it's. All right, let's do the sides. That top there, it doesn't look like it got any. Like I forgot it. So I'll show you what that looks like. See that? How that just absorbed like that? It's like I did that with both of the sides somehow. All right. Okay, so can y'all see what that does? It's just really fun. Okay, so now we're gonna add a little bit of a darker color. You can just use wet paper towel, Betty. So let's go in with some raw umber now. And you could also use the raw umber if you wanted even a darker coloring on there for your distressing. Let me grab another pouncer. We're just going to add a little bit of some kind of just vintage distressed like areas. I'm just going to take my pouncer and I'm just very gently just pouncing on. I'm not applying much pressure at all. And you can kind of go over some of these spots that collected that paint and just kind of add a little bit of this, which is going to just make it look like it's aging. You're just going to go over the whole thing wherever feels good to you. I didn't miss it. It's just where I was saying it absorbed. I must not have gotten any decoupage glue on those two ends of the lid. And so it absorbed the paint right up and you can't remove it. So that's why I say you put the decoupage glue on, otherwise you won't be able to remove the paint at all. But if you miss some spots, then it'll absorb the paint in those areas. Okay. All right, so that's what that looks like. Super cute. Now, I'm also thinking about, I want to apply some triple thick to this and give it a bit of a sheen. What do y'all think? Should I leave it this muted color or matte, or should I add some triple thick to this and make it look like it's got a sheen to it, almost like a metal lunchbox would have? Ria says, I love triple thick. Stacy says yes. Yes. Okay. All right. Well, let's do it then. Let's see here. Okay. I do have some. All right. So Triple Thick is on our website, and it is a very thick gloss, high gloss finish that you can apply. And it just gives things this sort of glass-like look. So we'll apply a coat of this. Let me get a paintbrush. One I want to use. All right. And so I just am going to apply it directly to the surface. You do have to apply it fairly thick. Open this up. You want to just get it, make sure that you're spreading it out evenly. You're welcome, Regina. Okay. Right. Good morning, Tina. Good to see you this morning. Hold up. I don't know what you are, but I don't want you in there. Where are you coming from? We don't want you in our paint. There's more of it. I don't know where it's coming from. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to dry this before I do the top. And you can do multiple coats of this as well. The thicker it is, the more glass-like it's going to look. Or metal or whatever it is, look you're trying to achieve. With a shiny look. Okay. Trying to be careful here. Alright, I'm going to remove that coat again so y'all can see. And we'll paint the top. Carolyn, you can order the lunchbox, yes, as long as it hasn't sold out. I know we didn't have a ton of them left. Add some more. it does take a minute for it to set really well. And I'm sitting here holding it just by the corners because it feels soft still. All right, let me get these ends. Y'all can see the shine, can't you? It's a shine you'll never get with a, you know, like a gloss decoupage glue or something like that. Looks so pretty. Look at that. Open it up, make sure that it opens. All right. And I'm going to set this aside and set this down so that it can set up, because the more I touch it, I'm going to mess it up. But this is how it's looking. How cute is that? Does it look metal? Okay. So then we can just embellish this. I think I was going to use this little tag. Okay, because if we're doing this and like thinking about filling it for a friend, it would be so cute to do for a girlfriend and put some fun gifts inside. Then this would be a really cute little tag to add to it. So it says a little treat for someone sweet. So I'm going to trim this out. This little tag with my paper trimmer. Okay. There we go. It's like that. And then this looks a little on the too new side. So we're going to just vintage it up just a smidge. And I do need to trim out that hole, which is kind of a large hole. So I think I'm going to use, let me try one of these pins. Let me get a cutting mat. Yay, Tina. This is one of these little pins that has a knife on it. Let's see if this will work. I'm not doing a real great job, to be honest. But I did get it out. Okay. All right, let's grab some Distress inks. And I'm going to use walnut stain. On the edges. Like that. We'll use some around the hole as well. Okay. That just feels like it kind of matches the sort of rusticness of the box. You know, like I said, the great thing about this and using this pattern is it's super cute for Valentine's Day, but I think that you could still use this during the spring in your decor. It's not like screaming in your face Valentine's Day, you know? All right, so let's do our handle. I'm going to take my paper files and just try and get those holes cleaned out. Okay, let's get these ones in the front. Okay. All right, there we go, because we want to put all of our pieces back. It would be so perfect for Mother's Day, absolutely. All right, so these are the pieces that it came with, so I'm going to look and see what I think. If I want to put these back, or if we want to do something else. Hang on, I got to think of how I have to do this. This has to go in from the back. And then that's got to go in on this side, like that. I'm just going to stick them in so that I can see if I like that, or do I want to do something else. And of course, at this point, I'm not even sure if I can make these work or not. So y'all tell me, what do you think? Yes or no on that sort of paper raffia stuff? Is the box sold out? Well, it's sold out during this live then. I'm not 100% sure on it. I'm just trying to think, is there something that I think would be better? And that's where I'm not sure if there's something that I think would be better. Beads. I have some wooden beads. Like, what color you think? Pink or natural? Let's see what it looks like. Let me grab, I think I'm going to use a pipe cleaner for that. That sounds easy. So I'll grab a pink pipe cleaner. Metal handle. Okay, let's try the bead first and let's see what that looks like. So I'm just going to take these pink beads that I have. Yeah, I'm not feeling that handle. Not loving it. Just trying to decide if I've got something else that's going to be better. Okay. Let's pull this out. Put this in. Let's see what it looks like. So there's the beaded. That's making it look like a purse to me. What do y'all think? It's not bad, but it looks a little like a purse now. Let me see what I've got. I have these, but I don't know if this is going to work. It is these vintage handles. And of course, the holes don't line up. What do y'all think? I don't know. I don't know about that. Let me see. Do I have any Dollar Tree pans? Let me see if I got some Dollar Tree pans. We can maybe make a metal handle. Might be a good option. Let me find. I think I've got some over here. Okay. Let's try this. I think that we can make, what time is it? Okay, I gotta hurry, y'all. Griffin's got a friend coming over here in a few minutes. Okay. So, let's see. If we were to take this, I'm going to cut out a piece of metal here, or aluminum rather, that is about 3 inches wide. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this over. I'm going to use a ruler. To help me get a straight line. Okay, so do like an envelope fold on it. Okay, Patty says that she's added some more to the website. All right, and then we'll take something round, like this decoupage bottle. That should be good. Let's try it. And just press it around the bottle. To create a little handle. I think this is gonna work. Just using my ruler to give me straight lines. Okay. And then we'll cut around the edge. I'm just going to cut, make it rounded. Like that. Same thing on this side. Just make it rounded. Okay. Perfect. All right, now we've got to vintage this up a little bit because it's looking a little bit too shiny. So let's grab some raw umber. And we'll just kind of add a lot of this to the handle to make it look vintage, like it's lost its sheen. All right, that looks good. Okay, let me see what I've got. Let me see if I've got some. I don't think I have any brads. That would be perfect, but I don't think I have any brads. Hang on. Yes, I do. Don't know why in the world I decided to check right there, but I do have some brads. They're gold, so let me just make them look worn. Okay, so then we can take, what do I want to use? I'm going to use a thread puller. Okay, I think I'm going to put a hole just kind of right in the middle. Maybe, actually. Oh, I don't have my hole punch with me, so that makes things a little more difficult. Maybe I'll just take a knife. Is that working at all? Okay. And Okay, then I'm just going to press the brads through. Let's see. Use some little pliers to maybe help make that hole bigger. Y'all, oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Hole, where are you? There you are. Just use the holes that are already there. Just open those up in the inside. How cute is that? So then, what do we do about the front? That is the part I'm a little unsure of. But this little tag, we can hang on with a piece of ribbon. Let me see if I can find something that would be cute. I think I'm going to go with this pink gingham. Just going to wrap it around the lunchbox handle, and then we'll just add a bow. I like the idea of a brad for the front to kind of continue with that same look. I'm unsure of the connector, but look how cute this is looking. Isn't that adorable? I don't know for sure what to do about this part, so let me think on it because I do need to go. But let me think on it. But this has turned out so darn cute. It looks like a vintage metal lunchbox and would be so cute to just add in some fun little gifts for a girlfriend. You could do like some kind of body wash. You could do a little loofah. You could do some sugar scrub. You could do some candy, some chocolate, all kinds of different things. Would be so much fun. But this turned out so super cute. Like I said, let me think about this part. I'll come up with something and I'll let y'all know. But this turned out so cute. Patty has added more of these to the website, so these are available. We've got the small one, which is the one I did, and then also the large one. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference in size there. The large one's $11.99. The small one is $9.99. And the paper that we used and the little tags, part of our craft paper subscription for the month. So it is $9.99, which you get your first month for $5. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.